I think that it's kind of like that. But I do think that naturalists typically, especially in philosophy, there are people who believe that science pretty much informs us as to what's real, and like the elements of physical science, like that's basically it. Um, so that's like a very strict form of naturalism, but that's not a bad like starting point. It's like, okay, well, what's real is the stuff that science tells us about, and like that exhausts concrete reality. That's what naturalism means. And then there's a more like moderate form of naturalism, like, okay, maybe there are, in addition to those concrete things that science tells us about, there are all these abstract objects, um, like propositions or like non-natural like moral truths or something. And then there are liberal naturalists who add more things to their ontology, like some concrete stuff that most naturalists would not get on board with. But you're still not going for anything that people typically call supernatural, like gods or angels or heaven or prayer or something like that. It's like you're still recognizably a naturalist, in part because you're still an atheist or an agnostic. In philosophy of religion, that's like a big part of what naturalism means. It's just that you're an atheist or an agnostic. Whereas outside of philosophy of religion, it seems to be more concerned with like you believe in the things that science tells us about and not really much else, at least when it comes to the concrete world. But yeah, so Felipe Leon uses this organization where you've got like naturalists, you've got moderate naturalists, and then you've got liberal naturalists. So the conservative naturalists are the ones who it's just the stuff that science tells us about that exhausts all of reality. The moderate naturalists, they believe in that as well, but they think that there are some abstracta in addition to that. And then the liberal naturalists, they add even more stuff to their ontology, and I'm more in that category. Like I self-deprecatingly call myself a spooky naturalist because I believe in all these things that most naturalists think are just kind of like spooky or like paranormal even. And I'm just so it started off as kind of like